What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash. Come back to Real Takes. Well, so time, guys, it's reaction time, and this is to She-Hulk's Attorney at Law. This will be for episode 3, titled The People versus Emil Blomsky. Now, before I jump into it, just a quick little recap of this previous episode. I really did enjoy that. You know, as cat's out the bag, we see her, of course, transform to She-Hulk in the midst of us being presented with another character. I want to say it's a Titiana character. I'm not familiar with the comic books, but I know she's one of those main rivals against She-Hulk, and I'm really looking forward to, as time goes on with all the episodes, we'll get to see a little bit more of her. But She-Hulk laid it down on her, so she was literally out. Now, also with that being said, due to the case she was working on, looks like they weren't able to win that one. They felt the jury might be a little biased. Secondly, even though she saved them, the company decided we gotta let you go. So her, of course, going out here looking for jobs. Nobody wants to hire her because they feel like She-Hulk will be a distraction. Any other excuse they could possibly make. Now, what is interesting is the fact that the individual she was going up against in the case decided to present a position for her to see if she'd be, you know, intrigued, whatever. She, of course, jumps at it. But with that comes a little bit of contingency where if she joins, she has to be, hence, always She-Hulk, of course, in regards to representing these particular cases as the attorney. She'll be somewhat at the helm of a superhuman division within the company as well. So kind of makes Jennifer Walters take a little bit of a step back, more so to present out She-Hulk. And that's where it's going to get interesting, because as you see when you watch episode 1, Bruce, aka Hulk, let it be known things definitely be different. You know, some people see you, you know, as, you know, some sort of animal, we don't know, some, you know, just somebody who would just be a somewhat of a threat. She can't just be herself, go in there, win the case on her own merit. Now it's like, you know, you have the shining, you know, little shiny little bulb, which is considered She-Hulk, and that's all the people want to see, because now they're so infatuated with that. Now, with that said, she, of course, wanted to reach out to Bruce to kind of see how he felt, and he had no problem with it. He did state that Blonsky had sent him a long letter, you know, and everything's great. We do get presented with Blonsky, aka Abomination, also known as played by Tim Roth, and that was nice. Of course, him saying, you know, after things that had been done, him being in the military, being presented, you know, with, you know, going to get the Hulk, you know, injected with stuff, and how, you know, it's a situation where you see Hulk, you know, did some things that he did, but he's out here and everybody's, you know, swarming. But him, with that said, I will say, now granted with that, you did go out there and you wanted more, and then you wanted a little bit more, and then you see what happened. We ended up with Abomination. You were making just destruction out there on the streets, New York, you know, Harlem, Bronx. I mean, come on now, you know. But he's like, you know, I feel like I made amends. I don't want to, you know, present Abomination. I just want to be myself and with my 7 pen pals. So we see at the end where it shows, you know, a little bit of footage of him in some cage fight. That was during the time of the movie Shang-Chi. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because now it's just like, okay, it's turned up a notch with the case. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll say the rest of my thoughts to you guys.
Who forced you to escape this insanely high-security prison undetected?
A sorcerer supreme of the mystic arts, and his name is
Wong. I want to make sure that you don't think this is one of those cameo every week type of shows. That's not. Well, except Bruce. And Blonsky. And Wong. Just remember whose show this actually is.
So we have a Me Too movement, and now all the male heroes.
I have no problem with female heroes. I'm just saying, make your own. I don't know that job, but I'd smash.
I want to know every single detail about your life. You're a public figure now, and the office line has been flooded with calls and requests for interviews, so you should do one.
Mallory Book is also in the superhuman lot.
Yeah. No, I can't talk to a 10 about embarrassing man stuff. She could be my next fiance.
God, he's such.
Happy to not be involved.
He's been defrauded by an ex-girlfriend. The girlfriend in question is a shape-shifting light elf from New Asgard.
To be fair, I thought I was dating Megan the Stallion.
I'm sorry, what? Sorry, you thought you were dating Megan the Stallion? A multiple Grammy Award winner, megastar Megan the Stallion? So
Small Chris, I received your message.
thank you. Pug, good luck. Dennis? What you can do to help is show up at the hearing and explain everything.
Very well. What was their sorcery for strategy B?
Don't have your
I'm not. I'm gonna start building your case, and I will be in touch, Mr. Bukowski. Right.
Oh my God.
got a change of heart. I'm gonna drop the case.
Wait.
I did those things because I wanted to. I was just embarrassed to get found out in such a public way. But at some point in time, you gotta take personal responsibility.
I think somebody stole my Cybertruck. They're saying it was a handicapped spot. They swear it was a Cybertruck. Hello? You there?
I love harassing women in the workplace. It's my kick, baby.
Not cool.
What's that?
Oh my God.
Hey, are you ready for this?
Oh, these are pen pals.
Soulmates.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
In light of recent evidence of a prison escape, I think we all know how this is going to go. So let's keep this brief.
I have changed. Emotionally, physically, metaphysically, spiritually, karmically, cosmically,
Okay.
interdimensionally.
Etc. Mr. Blonsky is currently in a long-term committed relationship with several pen pals, all of whom have pledged to financially support him.
They are my better aids. Love you.
I don't think we need to get into that any further. Any other questions?
He leads daily guided meditation and yoga for the prisoners.
You saved me from a bad marriage.
That's a call, let it flow.
Now the library is more than just a quiet place to shoot someone.
I've asked Wong here today because he is the man responsible for Emil Blomsky leaving prison. And I do think you will see this whole thing in a totally different light after hearing from him.
Very cut and dry. My client was defrauded of $175,000 by a scam artist. He deserves compensation for the financial and emotional trauma that he has suffered.
My stallion. Mr. Bukowski knew he was dating Miss Runa and went along with it until it no longer suited him.
I did not.
This was a relationship gone bad, not a
I find it
scam.
hard to believe that Mr. Bukowski could be fooled so easily. And the onus is on you to prove that, Mr. Pugliese. That being said, I'll allow this to go to trial. So, Miss Runa, your motion to dismiss is denied.
Some new information I've just received. I'm changing my ruling.
Impersonating a judge is illegal. Get down from there.
Oh my
That's
God.
very good for us. I offered him asylum at Kamatage, which is truly lovely this time of the year. He was quite adamant he'd be returned to serve out his sentence and repay his debt to society.
Thank you.
That may be true of Emil Blonsky, but when Blonsky uncontrollably becomes abomination, isn't he a raging monster out for blood?
I'm in full control.
That's enough! Change back now! This proves that in every instance, Mr. Blonsky could have broken free, but has chosen to remain in his cell.
We will adjourn for today and consider all of the facts. We will reconvene once a decision has been reached. And please, let's get this man some clothes.
That you've just admitted to facilitating a prisoner escape, which is a crime.
I must depart.
I swear the testimony I'm about to give today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
How would you characterize Mr. Bukowski in relation to his romantic life?
Self-absorbed, chauvinistic. Yes. Dennis Bukowski is an almost pathologically entitled man. He would absolutely believe that he's dating the real Megan Thee Stallion because he is truly that delusional.
No further questions. I award full damages to Dennis Bukowski in the amount of $175,000 to 60 days for impersonating a judge.
That's right. There's only one Megan Thee Stallion.
After reviewing his record, we hereby grant Mr. Blonsky's release on parole, effective immediately.
Just stay out of the news. That's all I ask. I don't want to read any more stories about either of them.
You might want to reconsider that. I mean, they're going to write a story about you one way or the other. That's a big part of it.
How did you come up with the name She-Hulk?
Oh, funny story. I didn't. Some random guy on the news came up with it after thinking about it for like 2 seconds, but it stuck.
Really?
No way. better off me. All right, let's do this.
Thunderball, did you get it? No. Once you turned into She-Hulk, you couldn't pierce that nasty green skin. Damn it! Hulk's gonna be mad.
Hey, there's my new favorite client. And then just initial. Good. And initials up here.
Y'all tasted that. No, eat it up. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, way more fun than my last one. I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Dial it back.
Alright, you guys, I did enjoy this episode. I like how we, of course, end up, dealing with the case of Blonsky. You see where the footage at the end of the last episode shows him in a cage fight. Come to find out, this was not of his own doing. He was pretty much requested to deal with a situation, hence by the character Wong, played by Benedict Wong. And in the instance, Jennifer, of course, not sure she believes Blonsky, but then gets her sidekick to help her locate him so he can show up and be of some service when he has to face the parole board. Now, with that being said, we're dealing with that case and another case, which is a funny one in itself. One of her old co-workers from a previous law firm named Dennis, just so many words I can describe him for him. Needless to say, he's dating someone that he thought cared about him and was, a certain individual. Come to find was a shapeshifter who was shaped and shifting into a person by the name of Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. He really thought that he was dating Megan. Dinner, of course, the dates, money, jewelry, buying an expensive vehicle, which is worth, I think, he said over $175,000. I'm like, okay, really? Okay, give you the benefit. But in the instance, not so. So he ends up showing up at where Jennifer works because being that this person, of course, has powers and a shapeshifter, he's going to be dealing with the superhuman division, which is what she's, involved with, but she's not going to be the one dealing with the case. Another colleague within the company will. He is not happy because, of course, conflict interest. Oh, no, I don't want her. She's not dealing with your case. She can't even believe you dated her, that you actually believe that you were dating Megan. So it's like, she's trying to grasp it. Like, I know how you are. I know how you can be very, chauvinistic, little piece of crap. And I don't know how you really thought that, but okay, it is what it is. So now he has to pretty much prove that he was deceived by some scam artists, this woman. You see her real physicality and all that, and just playing it all up the hill, try to, infiltrate his attorney, trying to infiltrate the damn judge. The woman was just, oh my God, totally out of control. In the end, he ends up winning his case. I will say, in the instance of Megan being in the audience saying, that's right, it's only one real Megan Thee Stallion, is me, honey. All in her pink with her fan. Now, going back to Blonsky, of course, having to prove himself to the parole board, that was really that scene that he's like, I have no intention of utilizing, abomination. I'm not trying to be him. I just want to live a very normal life. Of course, he did a lot of things while he was in prison, dealing with, I want to say, oh gosh, certain things for helping in regards to, mental health, whatever, doing a lot of yoga things, spiritual, mental, definitely dealing with guards who are going through certain things with their own lives, one of them say, you help me with my marriage. I'm just like, oh, he's just dabbling in all types of areas to prove that, I am a changed person. So I like how that, of course, came up when he was speaking with the parole board. You also see Wong, who shows up and admits, and then they are like, well, you did something you had no business doing, having a way to release an actual prisoner and all that, it's against the law. Of course, he decides, yeah, I said my part, I did my statement, I'm out of here. But in the instance of all that being said, and while his 7 pen pals look on, he is granted his parole. They're going to give him something where they can track. As soon as he messes up, he's back in there. But he did show himself as abomination, whatever, very calm, collect, whatever, and all that. He can control himself. He could have been broke out, okay? And when you think about it, and they're sitting there thinking they have full control of him, it's just as powerful as he was, just like Hulk is. He could have broken out a long time ago. So, in an instance, he proved himself. They're giving him the benefit. The pen pals are so elated. He's happy. And when you see Jennifer talking to him, he was just like, just making a comment in a reservation, like, don't worry about it. I hope I don't see you in the news or whatever and all this. Like, you know, it's kind of like out of her control, meaning if you don't speak to the press, like her sidekick, paralegal said, you're going to keep dealing with this. You need to control the narrative of how they see Jennifer Walters and how they choose to see She-Hulk. They're going to make up their own stories. We know how news coverage can be with disinformation at times, that she had to finally speak out and just, you know, set the record straight. I am Jennifer Walters. Now, it's a part of me that is She-Hulk. You know, I didn't come up with the name. Some random guy came up with, like she said, in a couple seconds, and everybody ran with it. So it is what it is. And I'm glad she did that, because in the instance of when she spoke with Bruce, he's like, your life is forever changed. You know, people are going to see you as a monster, going to see you this way and all that. So in the end, come out in front of them, speak. Let them, you know, hear you speak on this, so you can let them know, like, no, and shut those little comments and narrative statements, whatever, down. And then you see a little part towards the end of the episode where these four guys, I don't know who the hell they were, coming out, and one of them tried to puncture her skin through her suit, and they couldn't do it because once she turned She-Hulk, you hear them make a comment inside their van, whatever, and all, the boss isn't gonna be happy. So I'm like, who is the boss? I keep wondering, is it Titiana? I hope I'm saying that name correctly. One of the her little, you know, adversaries, villains within the comics, or someone else. So I like that, even though we're getting regular, you know, regular storylines in between, you know, with her in regards to her actual job and position, but also certain things that would be outside of her doing, you know, cases. So I'm looking forward to the next couple episodes. Hopefully this person, or, you know, persons could be flushed out, and we'll know where these little four random men came out of nowhere trying to think they really had a chance, but you know, it is what it is. So besides that, and let's just go into the end credits scene, because we saw her in the court at the end when, you know, Dennis won the case. Like, there's only one Megan Thee Stallion. He's like, do I have a chance? No, you don't. Just sit that down. I like seeing Megan, you know, being in this episode, just being herself. I know probably individuals probably wishing she might be something else, some sort of, you know, hero. No, she's playing herself. Nothing wrong with that. Also, her, of course, having now her new attorney. Don't know if she'll showcase on another episode. This one probably may be the only one, and that's fine. I can already feel like some individuals are going to say something about her doing, you know, her little twerk with and all that. Who cares? You know, she had a couple of, you know, lines here, did a little dance, and you hear, you know, She-Hulk saying, I'll kill for you. She's like, okay, dial it back. And I agree, dial it back. You know, and that's all good. One thing I will say about She-Hulk I'm loving is that she's just not one-dimensional. They give her a little bit of just the way the character is done. I don't know how she's showcased in the actual comics, but I like how she has her moments of being a serious, you know, and then definitely playful and comedic, or, you know, just, you know, very laid back and others. So, you know, definitely I don't want them to make her one-dimensional. Just make her where she can just be anything and everything if she wants to be, and that's like how I like it. You know, with other characters, maybe from Marvel or other comics, you know, they're not all just one thing, and I like that they're doing that with her. I love the scene of her in the car talking about, I want y'all to just think these are just, you know, we're gonna have all these different people showing up, whatever, and all that. Just remember what this show is really about right now. Speak on it. I was right there with that. So yes, I definitely love the little, you know, funny aspects. I love, you know, serious tone. Definitely love when we get a little bit of action. You know, I like that. And I love that Tatiana Maslany is actually the one playing this character. I think they found the perfect person to play this. I'm really enjoying her playing this character. So with that said, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys next reaction. You guys take care.